The Buddha's Wisdom, Why Actions Speak Louder Than Words. Welcome to Buddhist Motivation. Today, we'll explore a powerful concept from the Buddha's teachings that resonates deeply in our lives. Why actions speak louder than words. This timeless wisdom is not just about what we say, but how we live. It teaches us that our actions hold more weight than any words we speak. And true strength is often displayed through quiet determination and perseverance. As we dive into this lesson, I want to share my personal belief that this principle is more important today than ever before. In a world where everyone seems to be talking, showing up and living by your values speaks volumes. I truly agree with the Buddha's wisdom here. Actions, when aligned with integrity, have the power to make the most profound impact. Much more than just words ever could. Before we jump into the story, I'd like to ask for a small favor. If you find value in this content, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps me create more meaningful content. Also, feel free to share your thoughts or insights in the comments below. Your engagement is truly motivating and inspires me to keep creating videos that bring value to your journey. 1. Patience and progress, the Buddha's wisdom. The Buddha once said, "I am a slow walker, but I never walk back." This simple statement encapsulates one of the most profound lessons in life: patience. In a world that constantly pushes us to chase after instant results, it's easy to forget that real progress, the kind that truly shapes who we are, takes time. We often expect life to unfold quickly and effortlessly. But the truth is, true growth is a slow and steady process. The Buddha's path to enlightenment took years of meditation, reflection, and self-discovery. It wasn't about rushing to reach the destination or achieving instant wisdom. It was about being present in each moment, embracing the process of learning, and accepting that real change takes time. Story: the bamboo tree. Imagine for a moment that you are a gardener, planting a small bamboo seed. At first, you see nothing. Days, weeks, months pass, and still nothing. The soil looks barren. For the first year, you might think your efforts are in vain. Yet, you keep watering the plant, nurturing it with patience, trusting that something is happening beneath the surface. As time goes on, the second, third, and fourth years pass, and still no sign of growth above the ground. Yet, you continue, because you know that something is taking place out of sight, deep under the soil. Then, in the fifth year, a miracle happens. In just a few weeks, the bamboo shoots up over 80 feet tall. The incredible growth that seemed impossible happened because, for all those years, the roots were strengthening deep beneath the earth, preparing for this very moment. The bamboo didn't grow in the blink of an eye. It took time to prepare, to build a foundation strong enough to support its towering height. This story is a reflection of life. Often, we invest so much time and energy into something, and feel that we see no results. But just like the bamboo, our progress is taking root even when it seems like nothing is happening. Patience is key. It teaches us to trust that everything will unfold when the time is right. Personal insight: looking back at my own experiences, I realize how impatient I was in my earlier years, wanting things to happen fast. Now, I understand that my growth, both personally and spiritually, has been a slow process, but it's been worth it. I've learned that patience doesn't just mean waiting, it means trusting the process, knowing that each step, however small, is bringing me closer to where I'm meant to be. To learning from others, the wisdom of the Sangha. The Buddha taught us that wisdom is not only found in our own experiences, but also in the experiences of others. He wisely said, "A fool learns from his own mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others." This is such a powerful reminder. We often think that we need to face every challenge ourselves, but there's immense value in learning from those who have already walked the path. In Buddhism, we have the Sangha, which refers to the community of practitioners. The Sangha is not just a group of people meditating together, but a community where we learn, grow, and share wisdom. Each member of the community offers something valuable, whether through their successes or their failures. The Sangha helps us reflect on our own journey, and through these shared experiences, we can avoid pitfalls and move forward with greater clarity. Story: Steve Jobs and the Power of Failure. Let me take you to an example from the modern world. Steve Jobs. He is often seen as a visionary, someone who changed the tech industry. But what many people don't realize is that his journey wasn't a straight line. In fact, Jobs was fired from Apple, the very company he founded. For most people, this would have been the end of the road. It would have been easy to give up and let that failure define them. But Steve Jobs didn't let that setback stop him. Instead of wallowing in self-pity or giving up, he took the lessons from his failure and used them to start a new company, Next. During this time, Jobs learned valuable lessons about leadership, innovation, and what it truly means to create something meaningful. Later, he returned to Apple with a much broader perspective, bringing with him a wealth of experience that led to the company's greatest success. Jobs' story is a perfect example of the Buddhist principle of learning from others, especially from their failures. He didn't just learn from his own mistakes, but from the mistakes of those around him, adapting his approach and ultimately creating something transformative. Personal insight: I can't help but think of my own setbacks and how they initially seemed like failures. But the more I reflect on those times, the more I realize how much I learned from them. Every failure holds a lesson, and like Jobs, I've found that those lessons often lead to even greater opportunities. It's not about avoiding mistakes, it's about how we respond to them and what we learn in the process. 3. The importance of right company, the power of the Sangha. The Buddha's teachings also stressed the importance of the company we keep. Sangha, the community of like-minded individuals, is a vital part of our spiritual growth. The Buddha often said, "It is wiser to be alone than to be in the wrong company." The people around us can either lift us up or pull us down. The right company, those who share our values and wisdom, supports us on our journey, while the wrong company may lead us astray. Story: the Buddha and his disciples. After leaving his royal life behind, the Buddha searched for the truth by studying with different teachers. But it wasn't until he formed his own Sangha, a community of practitioners who supported each other on the path, that he found true enlightenment. The Buddha's disciples weren't just people he meditated with, they were individuals who helped him reflect on his journey, shared wisdom, and helped him navigate the obstacles he faced. In the same way, we all need a supportive community to walk the path with us. Whether it's friends, mentors, or spiritual companions. The people we surround ourselves with shape our perspective and influence our growth. The Sangha is not just a group, it is a supportive family that helps us stay on track and move forward. Personal insight: I've come to realize how important it is to choose the right people to share my journey with. There's an old saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I've seen how the right people can uplift me, inspire me, and help me grow in ways I never imagined. The Sangha is a reminder that we are all in this together, learning from each other, supporting each other, and growing as one. 4. The importance of attitude and patience. The Buddha's teachings emphasize that it is our attitude and patience, especially during difficult times, that truly define who we are. He said, 2 things define you, your patience when you have nothing, and your attitude when you have everything. It is easy to have a positive attitude and patience when things are going well. But it is in the toughest of times that these qualities are truly tested. When we face adversity, it's not just the hardship itself that matters, it's how we respond to it. How we face difficulties reveals our true character. The Buddha's teachings ask us to reflect deeply on this. Adversity can either break us down or build us up, it all depends on our mindset. The important lesson here is that the way we handle hardship will shape our future, just as much as how we handle success. Story: the challenge of hard times. Life is full of obstacles, and we all encounter our share of difficult times. Whether it's a financial struggle, the loss of a loved one, or a betrayal, hardship is inevitable. But Buddhism teaches us that hard times don't come to destroy us. They come to test our strength and resilience. They offer us an opportunity to deepen our wisdom and compassion. Think of the times when life felt like a heavy burden, when it seemed that no matter how hard you tried, things just wouldn't go right. Perhaps you faced a loss, a job, a relationship, a dream, and it felt like the world was collapsing around you. During those moments, it's tempting to give in to despair, to let frustration and bitterness take over. But here's where the Buddha's wisdom comes into play. He reminds us that it's not the hardship itself that defines us, but how we respond to it. For example, imagine a person who loses their job. The natural response might be fear, frustration, and panic. Yet, someone with the right attitude sees this as an opportunity to reassess their goals, to learn new skills, or to take the time to find something even more aligned with their true calling. While it might seem impossible to imagine at first, such experiences, though painful, can lead to growth. Personal insight: I remember a time in my life when everything felt like it was falling apart. It was a period when nothing seemed to go right, and I questioned my decisions, my path, and even my worth. But over time, I came to realize that those moments weren't meant to defeat me. They were opportunities to grow stronger, to build resilience, and to reevaluate what truly mattered to me. It was in those dark times that I found my true strength, not in avoiding the pain, but in embracing it and using it to shape a better version of myself. The hardship itself wasn't the enemy, it was how I chose to respond to it. Hard times are like storms in life. They can feel overwhelming in the moment. But like all storms, they eventually pass. When they do, we are often left with a clearer mind, a stronger heart, and a renewed sense of purpose. We learn that we are capable of handling far more than we ever thought possible. And we develop the wisdom to face the next challenge with greater calm and confidence. 5. The power of silence and action. In a world that thrives on constant communication and visibility, the Buddha's words on silence seem almost counterintuitive. Yet, the Buddha often spoke of the power of silence, advising us to work hard in silence. Let your success be the noise. This message is clear. True success is not about seeking attention or validation from others. It's about the quiet strength that comes from consistent effort and a determination to stay true to our path. Our actions are far more telling than our words. What we do speaks volumes about who we are and what we value. It's easy to talk about what we want to achieve or how much we are capable of. But it's the work we do quietly, without fanfare, that leaves a lasting impact. Story: The Silent Leader. One of the greatest examples of this principle is Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi led India to independence not through grand speeches or forceful displays, but through quiet, persistent action. His strength was not in his words, but in his unwavering commitment to nonviolence, and his ability to remain steadfast in the face of adversity. Gandhi didn't need to call attention to himself. His actions spoke for him. Through peaceful protests and acts of civil disobedience, he inspired millions, not by demanding recognition, but by quietly living his values. His silence was not one of passivity, it was a powerful tool for creating change. The message was clear: actions speak louder than words. Personal insight: I've always found solace in working quietly behind the scenes. For me, it's never been about proving myself to others or seeking attention. The more I focused on my work, the more fulfilling it became. There's something incredibly powerful in staying grounded and allowing the results of your efforts to speak for themselves. When we act from a place of purpose and integrity, the world notices, whether we seek their attention or not. This principle of working silently is not just for leaders like Gandhi, it applies to all of us in our daily lives. When we focus on the quality of our actions, on doing what is right, regardless of whether anyone is watching, we cultivate a deeper sense of fulfillment and peace. Success achieved quietly, through persistence and dedication, is more meaningful and long-lasting than any success attained through loud boasting or seeking applause. Conclusion: as we wrap up this video on why actions speak louder than words, I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on how this wisdom applies to your own life. Remember, it's not about how loud we talk, but how loudly our actions speak for us. True strength comes from living with purpose, acting from a place of integrity, and letting our actions reflect our inner values. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. I'll be back soon with more insights and stories that will hopefully inspire your path. Until then, stay mindful, stay true, and keep letting your actions do the talking. See you in the next video.